sure the coach tonight, or is there a chance that Jared could be repaired?
We're waiting to see. He was here this
Okay.
morning, so looks like he's feeling better. They're just making sure, and we're expecting to be back tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What Andre Pavel set to make his debut? Just what do you kind of want to see out of him in his first game?
Checker, right? So we're looking for him with his details on the defensive game. He's done a nice job of killing penalties for them down there, and we saw some of that here in training camp. So making sure he's doing all those things right and being on the right side of it defensively will be things we'll look for him.
That second power play unit, I saw you guys were trying the Byram, Gerard, and Taves, the 3D on a few of the shifts. Just kind of what's the thought process behind that decision?
Yeah, something that we did last year with those three guys as well. They're all pretty crafty. They all have the ability to play in different spots on that power play. So I think just trying to give some guys an opportunity to get things rolling a little bit, and had some success with it last year. So seeing if it'll work for us again.
What is Logan O'Connor doing to elevate the penalty kill unit?
Well, I mean, I will put him with Cogliano. Those two, their details and attention to detail and their effort every day in practice is so good. So they take a lot of pride in it, and it's in practice, in games, obviously, and they read so well off of each other. It's become instinctual for them as kind of a pair. And they've got speed, they've got hockey IQ, and they're aggressive when they recognize the opportunity. And he's done a fantastic job for us, not just this year, but in the past as well. And he's getting rewarded for it here this year.
Last year, you guys got off to a really slow start on penalty kill. This year, it's been pretty much the opposite. What's been the biggest difference between the starts of the seasons?
You know, I would say those guys in particular, some leadership side of it. I think it helped Georgie this year coming in and having sort of a feel for what we were doing. He seems more comfortable in it, and we've added Olofsson, who's been great for us. And you know, you get on a bit of a roll on the penalty kill or special teams in general, and you start feeling good early, and it can kind of snowball for you. So in a good way, and I feel like that's kind of happened for us this year, and just try to keep hammering home the details every day. And we do a lot of it in practice, and we get an opportunity to work at it.
Coach, Bo is starting to adjust to playing the offside on defense. I guess, how do you kind of decide who maybe is kind of the best fit to play on their offside?
Yeah, I think it's more comfortability for the player individually. You know, Gerard's played it before. I think he prefers to be on the left side. It's a little bit new to Bo, but both those guys are so skilled. They're so great on their edges that they can adapt to sort of any situation you put them in for the most part. And so for Bo, I think his game is starting to go for him too. He's been better and better as of late here, and I think that's just settling into that right side. It's a different angle, it's a different view. Everything's different for a defenseman on that side, but he's pretty gifted in those areas, and I think we'll see him continue to perform in that spot.
Coach, obviously, 3 out of 4 games shut out. Just from your perspective, what is it that's not quite clicking on offense these last handful of games?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it here over the last few days here, and for us, it's always been about us as a team and the things that we need to do as a team, and doing it for a full 60 minutes. And I know that's a bit cliche, but it really is what we need to do. We kind of probably got on our feet or on our heels a little bit there in Vegas with some penalty trouble, but sort of settled in as the game went on. And but being able to do that for a full 60 is something that we've talked about and we need to do, and we're expecting to do better at it here moving forward.
I don't know if I'm willing to use the word concerning, but for McKinnon standards, 9 points in 10 games is usually not something that happens in any stretch for him. I guess just what do you think is the reason behind that?
You'd have to ask him, but I don't think any of us are concerned with his production. We know that'll come for him, and I think with skilled guys, there are times that it can come in flurries, and I think that's something that we'll see improve for him. Obviously, he's done it historically, and we expect big things from him, obviously, but not concerned with his production at all right now.
What's been your evaluation of the third pairing, and what would you like to see from them?
They've been good for us. They defensively, obviously, we're relying on those guys to be sound defensively for us and make the right decisions in those areas. Talking to both of them today a little bit, I'd love to see them getting up top there in the offensive zone and start pounding some pucks to the net a little bit more for us, and hopefully we can get some traffic there and get rewarded for it.
Through 10 games of the season, there's been a lot of adjustment to lines, game to game, shift to shift. As a coaching staff, how much strategy goes into making those decisions? And is it hard to, wait and see how guys play together and give them time versus changing things up and seeing what might look different?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously that's a question more for Jared with some of those decisions up front. We've got some new personnel this year, and I think moving into the season, we understood that it might take some time to find what's gelling and what's working, and I think that's a little bit of a juggling that you see from Jared in some of those moments, is trying to find that balance of who's working well with each other and who's going on any individual night, and then just trying to find that sort of settling in there so we can get some consistency with it. So allowing those new guys to kind of to understand and learn a little bit more about each other's game is all part of it too, and we knew that was going to take some time, and we're hoping that we can start pushing through and get some consistency with it here moving forward.
I'm sorry, Nolan, if I could just ask about two of those new guys, they're Devils on here, you've covered the Devils. Just give a synopsis of their starts to the season.
Yeah, both add a lot to our room and our team, obviously, right? Woody's a big power forward that can get on the forecheck and create in that way, and we're expecting that from him, and you've seen it from him. And then Thomas, obviously, super smart player with a really strong skill set, and again, those two just getting comfortable in a different system, different line mates. They're all playing with different guys, and so as they get more comfortable, I think we'll see their games start coming together as well.
With this week being the year anniversary of Peter McNabb's passing, and obviously got Hockey Fights Cancer Night coming up on Thursday, is there going to be an elevated, sense of things around the club, especially on Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knew Peter really well and put in a lot of time here, and a super individual that was caring and took the time to talk to everybody. So I think it's something that we definitely recognize and probably touches home with each person individually in their own way. We are focusing in on what we need to do as a group, but obviously never forgotten, and he's been around here. He was around here for a long time, and a big part of this organization.
Couple last ones, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So Cale's been, I'd say, banged up a couple of times this year. Obviously the other night, and he kind of played through it. Just what is it like, sort of maybe like a give and take with him of trying to figure out like, okay, we don't, we need you in April and May and June, and versus like the second period of this game?
Yeah, it's hard to keep a player like that off the ice, obviously, right? He's so dangerous anytime he touches the puck or even without it. And, those are all things. He's healthy, and there's bumps and bruises that go over the course of the season that you have to manage in different ways. And but giving him an opportunity to rest when we can is something that we try to do, and but also making sure that we're doing what we can to prepare for the next game. But obviously you don't want to overplay him, but he's a hard guy to take off the ice, and if he's good and feeling good about his game and he's got the energy, we're going to keep playing him as much as we can, because he can break a game for you at any moment.
Mr. Peter.
I know you're obviously not a goalie coach, but from what you've seen and from maybe talking with UC and staff meetings and stuff, what's maybe been giving Georgiev trouble the last few games, and kind of along with that, how much of that is on him and how much is on the defense in front of him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game, right? So I don't think anybody would sit there and blame Georgie for any of our last 3 road games. We haven't performed to our standard here as a team, as an organization here on the road the last few games, and it's something that we're working to correct here. Obviously start tonight, but Georgie was fantastic for us at the start, the first 5, 6, 7 games of the year, whichever the number was, and we know what he's capable of. We saw it last year, and but that'd be more of a reflection of sort of our 60-minute game, I would say, than on him personally.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.